Good everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today we have another sub request, this time by Tasty Pineapple for the Brigand B1. I wonder if he eats pineapple on pizza. He might have to answer that in the comments below. But anyway, the Brigand is a plane that I've enjoyed quite a bit recently. I've not really gotten a chance to take it out much. It's very rare I do. But this thing is actually quite fun. It's got a bomber spawn, which is always nice. It's got four 20mm cannons. It's got custom loadouts, so you can have a little bit of play with the bomb loads and things like that. Obviously, you don't get a bomb sight, but you don't need it. And it's actually quite fun to play, I'll be honest. Of course, it is quite a chunky girl, so its maneuverability is something to be desired. Can pull inside of some planes if you use your flaps. I've beaten a yak in this thing somehow. But yeah, this is definitely something that, you know, it's not something where I go out of my way to fly this thing, and it's not something where the maneuverability is gonna save us all the time. But the fact is, we get a humongous bomber spawn, we get huge engines which give us a lot of power, and we also get four 20mm to play with, which, well, with the way they are acting right now, that's pretty good. So, of course, we do get a Hispano Mark V setup with four 20mm cannons, 200 rounds each. And this is pretty good. And, of course, the engines, being as strong as they are, being Bristol Centurises, this is also pretty strong. But the fact is, this plane really does have a lot of power, a lot of guns, but you do have to consider its flaws, which there isn't too many, but its large size and vulnerable tail can make it quite tricky to fly sometimes. But we do, of course, get EFS, which is always nice. And, of course, as I said, custom loadouts. I've had a little bit of play myself. This is probably the payload we're going to be taking today. Two 500-pound bombs and four rockets. Nothing really special, but if I don't take a Brigand with at least some degree of payload, I'm probably going to get screamed at by a Brigand player, so, you know, I've got to cover my bases, I guess. See what I did there? Cover my bases, you know, because people bomb bases in this thing. That was terrible, I know, but, you know, if I don't go for a day without making at least one dad joke, I'm not doing, well, not a video with every dad joke, but, like, if I'm not doing a dad joke at least once a day, I'm not living life, as far as I'm concerned, but there we go. Anyway, I'll see you all in the first match. And we get our first match about 5 to 10 seconds after I usually say it, which is normal at this point. And we get Bulge, a pretty nice map for us, because we get air target belts, which are devastating. We get some rockets, which can take out the light stuff, and of course some bombs to deal with some other stuff. This should be pretty fine, I think. This should be a good match, hopefully. Although it is a big map, so that could be something to be desired, I guess.
Attention to the map.
Who the fuck is shooting? Okay. So we're going to be going and climbing a little bit because, well, the Germans have bombers and I want to feast on some bombers. And this thing does feast on bombers very well. But like I said, this is not a plane I go out my way to fly. I personally use my Wyvern a bit more than I do this thing. But I must admit, this thing can be a lot of fun if you obviously know how to fly it and everything. Obviously, the tail is so fat and large. A lot of the time, if you get hit in the tail, you will lose at least an elevator, and that will cut your maneuverability in half quite considerably. And the maneuverability is debatable, but we do have access to an air brake, which is always nice. Obviously, it's not the world's best air brake, but it's nice enough, and it will do the job. And it looks to be a, let's see, looks to be a 5-0 match, or 4-7 match, one of the two. They do that many BR changes, I never remember. But hopefully we should be fine. Anyway, I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. Well, welcome back. We've found ourselves a nice, juicy flying fortress. Unfortunately, it was going to be 2, but the Wyvern beat me to 1, so that's just unfortunate. There we go. Nice and juicy flying fortress. God, that wyvern sound still makes me jump in my chair sometimes. Such a good sound, though. They've really made that thing sound terrifying, especially if you're in a tank in Tank RB. Nope. 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 Not taking a head-on with your ass. Nope. You're not getting that turret on me either, Sunshine. Is he actually pitching his nose up to try and get a shot with that turret? That's cute. Oh, I've not laid these guns in a bit. I'm a bit rusty. There we go. That's him gone. Ow. Rude. Alright, we've got a BF-109 behind us. I'll bring him to the LA7. Looks like I've got King Cobra trying to trail us as well. But one other thing this thing has is obviously a lot of horsepower, and it's actually quite fast. Not as fast as normal contemporary fighters, but fast enough where I can bring him to my teammates and I don't have to give a shit about him. So, that's always nice. F4U down there, he's busy, which is fine. Alright, let's see. BF-109's dead, P-63's engaged in the Lala. C-202 over there. I might go down and see if I can get some more snacky snacks. After I help the LA7. It's only fair if he scratches my back, I scratch his. 202's doing something, I don't know what. Okay, King Cobra's dead, so let's drop the air brakes, lower the throttle, and let's go get ourselves some snacky snacks. Looks like down here these guys are employing the typical air arcade strategy of just swarming everything and praying for the best. Now, obviously the air brake is not the best, I will say. It is something where you're gonna have to, like, get used to it, per se, but as long as you're careful, you can easily manage this big girl. That I will say, it's very easy to manage. Just watching that XP50, that's a King Cobra. A C King Cobra. They don't fly those very often. I can't quite get a shot here. I love how he ignores the fighters and goes for the fucking Brigand. Classic XP50 play. They see the bomber symbol and they have to do it. This is why the XP50 will never go up in BR. I swear, by the time I'm 25, that thing will still be at a low BR. Alright, a little bit of rudder. Bait him up for the team. Although, in typical fashion, the team are fucking ignoring it. Oh, good. They actually killed it. That's good. Just dodged the King Cobra. The XP50's already dead. I've just seen in the kill feed. And there we go. Oh, God, it's the AA from hell. I've heard about this. Maneuver, maneuver, maneuver. Get out the way. Get out the way. I've heard that AA now nukes you to oblivion if you get anywhere near it. It was already bad before, but now it's even worse. Like I said, what is it with XP50 players and just spotting a bomber and going, "Ah, I'll ignore the fighters for that." Like, come on, man. You had the two Russian fighters which completely whoop your ass. And you think, yes, I'll ignore them and go for the Brigand, which can't outturn me, can't outrun me, can't do anything. Like, come on, man. Like I said, this is exactly why the XP50 will never go up to, like, 4.7, where it probably belongs. Did he just die to a bot? I think he did. Honestly though, that wyvern is terrifying in Brigand RB now. I was in, what was I doing the other day? I was in my KV-85 and I just hear one of those things flying over. It was friendly, but I'm like, that is terrifying. Like, obviously it's a 1950s turboprop fighting in a BR where there's 1943 tanks, but like, the noise alone is just terrifying. We're out of cannons, so let's see if we can line up a shot with these RP3s. No, because my aim sucks for these. Alright, well, we're doing this the old-fashioned way then. Artillery, artillery, artillery. We're doing it with a bomb then. I'm more comfortable with a bomb. I don't know why they changed the launch type of the RP3s so long ago, but I really want the old RP3s back. For those veteran War Thunder players, you know exactly what I'm on about. Really? That was a direct fucking hit. Apparently not engaging, Zais. There we go. That's that one dealt with. So all that's left is the King Cobra, who's now being bummed, and someone else in a bomber. I don't know what, but there you can see the Act 3 that's over there dealing with the P-63 just died to the anti-aircraft. Gaijin, nerf it, please. This isn't funny anymore. Come on, you fat girl. There we go. This thing really is a bit of a pig sometimes, especially when you're damaged. Alright, drop my last bomb. There we go. Not a bad run. 2 air kills, 13 grand. I will take that. Let's get back to base. Nearest airfield is the forward airfield. Of course, it doesn't have any AA, but I don't think that's going to be a problem at this point. Unless the last guy's like sitting up in space like a P-51 or something. But yeah, I'll take that for a decent run. We've done alright today. Not the best, but well, that's Brigand matches for you. You either get aces or you don't. It's as simple as that. Right, I'll go back to base and I'll go get some bigger bombs, because clearly I need bigger bombs to take out those pillboxes. And I'll see you all shortly, although I suspect... Is that a bot? Yeah, it is. Anywho, I will go grab those bigger bombs, take off these damn rockets, and I will see you all shortly. Well, welcome back to the hangar. Unfortunately, by the time I got back to base, the match had already ended because the last guy, who turned out to be a BF-109, tried to outrun a Mustang at low altitude. And as you can imagine, that did not go well. But yeah, not the best match in terms of results, but well, I don't look for the best sorts of matches. I just look for a typical match, and if I get a huge match, I use it, but well, that's just how it can be sometimes. Like I said, though, this thing obviously... Oh, server update, yep. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Yeah, this is definitely a plane where you can have a lot of fun with it, but obviously moronic players like that XP50 will focus you down because they think you're the highest priority threat. And one thing I need to get into the swing of things with is these guns. I'm not the best with them. I will fully admit that. I definitely could have gotten that P63, maybe the XP50, but yeah, I'm aiming a bit too high, I think. That's my problem, but well, you live and learn. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Brigand in action. I hope I see more Brigands in the skies, just not when I'm playing heavy bombers for stupid sub-requests or anything like that. And I will see you all on the next one.